Good evening, and thank you for joining us. We are going to begin with that breaking news because after more than a week of deadly airstrikes and pounding rocket attacks, Israel and Hamas have moved from the brink of war to the start of a ceasefire. Tonight, both sides say they have agreed to stop the relentless bombing that has killed more than 200 people and reduced portions of Gaza to rubble. Moments ago, President Biden said the U.S. would provide rapid humanitarian assistance and that Israelis and Palestinians equally deserve to live safely and securely. Well, the truce follows last-minute negotiations led by Egypt after days of what the White House has called quiet, intensive diplomacy. But tonight, Gaza is largely without power and water, and Israel is still reeling from 11 days in the crosshairs of an estimated 4,000 Hamas rockets. All of which is to say that tonight's truce is fragile at best. CBS's Ed O'Keefe is at the White House with more on President Biden's involvement in the agreement. But first, we want to go to CBS's Holly Williams. She's going to lead off our coverage tonight from Tel Aviv. Good evening, Holly.
Norah, the Palestinian side has told CBS News tonight that the ceasefire will begin at 2 a.m. local time. That is around half an hour from now. But just in the last hour, we've had reports both of rocket fire from the Gaza Strip and Israeli airstrikes.
The ceasefire couldn't come soon enough for the people of this region. In Gaza today, they again searched through the rubble for survivors and buried more of their dead. There's been intense pressure to stop the fighting. Today, the White House said it's engaged more than 80 times with the Israelis, the Palestinian Authority and others in the region. And in the last 24 hours, Hamas, the Palestinian group that America regards as a terrorist organisation, signalled openness to a ceasefire. With Gaza in a humanitarian crisis, foreign journalists haven't been allowed in, the Israeli authorities saying it's too dangerous.
For now, this is as close as we can get to the crossing into the Gaza Strip. It's about 4 miles in that direction.
Over the Gaza Strip's weak internet connection, we spoke with the mayor of Gaza City.
Almost all services has been cut off, and there were deliberate attacks and systematic attacks.
When you're raised in...
Gonen Ben Yitzhak is a former Israeli intelligence officer, credited with preventing dozens of Palestinian terror attacks.
I'm just a patriot.
He says this was a political conflict that's backfired on Israel and helped strengthen Hamas. He blames Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu for igniting the clashes as he fights for his survival as leader.
The goal is to keep his position, and I think this is why he let the situation get to the point we are in.
And Holly's back with us. And Holly, is there a sense if this ceasefire will hold long term?
Well, Norah, what I can tell you is that it looks pretty fragile. The spark for this conflict was threatened evictions and clashes in Jerusalem. And if you don't solve the underlying issue, which is two peoples who both believe this is their country, one group vastly more powerful than the other, then there's a very good chance the same thing will happen all over again.
Holly Williams, thank you.